Last year I tried to go with a recycled theme and I used old posters, and the way I did it is I basically just cut a length, and I cut slits in the ends and use that to tie it off, to make some flexible when I make it flexible when I tied it off. I used a very thin string, and the insides were made using these rolls, which I think was a Christmas paper roll, and I cut it around. So here are some that I made with Christmas paper, and here's one I made with tissue paper. And you put a little toy inside. You can put a noisemaker, some party hats, and of course, the snaps. This year, I decided to try to make them nicer. So I got a roll. This is a rolling tooth, so you use it to roll your cracker. I'm trying to get a little bit better on the dimensions, but I'll talk a little bit about that later. This is the inside, the middle. So I got these so I can use them for the inside, but to be honest, I think they're almost too nice to use one time. And then these are the snaps that go in the middle. So the feedback I got last year was that my crackers, apparently the dimensions weren't right and the snaps were too short. So someone asked for longer snaps, but I will make a shorter package. So that'll make it so that the snaps don't seem too short. I was going to try to make it to exactly this size, but I found this very nice package of paper, and this whole thing cost me $10, and it's 240 sheets. So technically it would make 240 crackers, which I'm not going to make right now. But it is about an inch short. So I'm just going to adjust the length by 1.5 inches. And if I don't like the way that looks, then I will go ahead and go back to Christmas wrapping. This is a roller that you can order from Old English Crackers, Christmas crackers, and it is a 12-inch length. The center is 4 inches. You have to smash the paper in, so each end would probably be maybe 2 inches. Okay, here I am making my centers. So I had a couple of options. One was to use a pre-cut center, which looks like this. The other is to make them. Now, I ordered these because I wanted to make sure that my crackers could come out nice. But if I can get away with using cardstock instead, it comes out a few pennies less expensive per unit, and that's important to me. So I think these end up being like about 30 or 40 cents each. So here we are. My observations are as expected, that the one with the tube inside is much nicer, that holds up on the height. It doesn't, see here, it's a little wobbly because it's been a little bit warped, but if I really cared to take care of that, I could. So I'll let you know a few things here. This center core is 4 inches. I used standard 8.5 by 11 paper because it was easier, and I'm trying to reduce the work as much as possible. I punched holes using a toothpick. I saw this online somewhere, but I'm not sure this method is so good for this paper because the paper's thick. Still came out pretty nice. I love this new ribbon. It's perfect. The other ribbon I had was a very, very thin ribbon because it was inexpensive, but it's worth it to spend a little bit more on a slightly thicker ribbon, and this one wraps well. So I'm going to punch more holes here, and basically that's so that when people pull on it, it actually will tear. But the last year what I did was I made some notches in the paper, and that I think is the technique I want to use here. I'm also going to reduce the length of this tube. I want to make sure that it's at least as long as one of these, but it doesn't need to be any longer. And because I'm using a slightly shorter paper, I'd like it to be shorter so that the edges can be a little bit longer. So that's what we're going to do next. Now this is what happens when you use too many holes. See, you pinch through. So this one's a tryout. Learned a few things, and I'm going to work on the next one. Okay. So the dimensions I'm working on here are as follows. We made the core. I'm going to make the core 3 inches, and 2 1/4 inches for the edges. And then we have 1 3/4 for pulling, for cinching the waists in, and that would give it 7/8 on either side. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm just going to try it out, and we'll see how this looks. Oh shoot! So I have marked it, pre-folded it. I'm going to notch it here so that it'll be easier to tear and to fold, and I've adjusted this length to 3 inches and 2 1/4 inches on either side. So I'm thinking that this is probably a little short, but let's see if it works. Okay, so I've notched it so that when I roll it in and try to cinch the waist, it'll actually fold easily. And I put 3 lengths of tape here, and I have to make a circle that's 3 inches wide because the 4-inch wide circle won't work, or cylinder. So I'll do that, and then I will fill it and wrap it. So for the jokes, I go online and I find things. Last year was a penguin theme, so all the jokes are penguins. Why are penguins such good racing drivers? Because they are always in pole position. Okay. Here's one that says, I saved the ones I won't use. Okay, so this one is, what's black and white and blue all over? A frozen penguin. And on these, I also made them winning or non-winning tickets. And so, I don't know if you can see this. It says, winner, this ticket good for 1, duct tape wallet by Awesome Industries, a kids crafting group that I hosted. This one says, who is a penguin's favorite pop star? The answer is Seal. Okay, this year I've decided to do some tomatoes and Christmas jokes and some various other flower jokes. What did the macaroni say to the tomato? Don't get saucy with me. How do you fix a broken tomato? Tomato paste. So I like to theme things. So this year it's tomatoes. Didn't have enough tomato jokes. I had to go to flowers, and then also just Christmas is always good. So I'm going to cut these out and have them ready to assemble. Okay, so here it is. Putting my joke in, noisemaker, and there's a party hat in there. And now I'm going to roll it up. Already cut tape. Let's see how this looks. I have to say I'm very pleased with how it came out. The snap ended up being a little long because I had to adjust the sizes down. And I taped it with double stick tape on both sides so that it won't go anywhere. Other than that, I'll trim it, and it's beautiful. I love it. I've done a set that I'm going to work with now, and when I notched them or marked them, I used the same side of the paper to mark both the top and bottom. The reason is that I might be a little bit off. It's not going to show, but it could change the way that it looks if I turned it upside down and then notched the other side. The other thing I'm going to do is make the same markings on the bottom, and I'm also going to trim this just a little bit shorter so that I can do all my markings at the same time without having to move the paper around. Just little things to make things easier. So here we are, 6 or 7 hours later, and 40 crackers have been made. I am so thrilled at how they came out. I've stuffed the ends with these bits of cardstock And next time I'll probably just have a bunch of white, but I didn't have any white. And I'm standing them on end so that they don't get squashed sideways. But I really love how it's coming out, and I love that everyone is, or practically everyone, is a different kind of paper. And I love how the ribbon looks, so it's all good. I think it's been a successful day. I stuffed it with miscellaneous things, lots of Lego, and I happen to have a gazillion Darth Maul keychains. So many of them got Darth Maul keychains, and some of them got the simple circuit, LED circuit. And there were a few other things, random frogs and little noisemakers. But hopefully everyone will enjoy them.